It's a fascinating read. And you go into the intricacies of how Anthropic, first of all, did it. And they did it perhaps with a mixture of pirated book copies, but then they actually started buying physical books, taking out the spine and copying them into the computer.
Yeah, so they went out and they acquired pirated copies of more than 7 million books to train into their models. After a short while, they thought, oh, maybe there's a better way to do this, and they bought the physical used copies from distributors of used books and started chopping off the spines, cutting down the pages, and ingesting those into their research library, as they called it, which was then used to train the large language model. And they were sued by 3 authors whose books were in both the pirated copies but also the physical copies as well. And they said, look, the fact that you're doing this to create a model and we get no compensation for that shouldn't be considered fair use, which is this sort of carve-out in copyright law that says if what you do is sufficiently transformative and doesn't harm the commercial prospects of the original work, then you're fine to use it in some degree. And the judge in this case, and it's one of a number of AI cases like this currently active, the judge in this case said, yes, he thinks this is fair use in this instance.
Not the pirated one, though, Ed.
Not the pirated one, yes.
Yeah. I think like the main response at the time was that an appeal is likely. But you're really interesting what you said. It's not the only thing happening in isolation. People were trying to get the read through to others, like Meta, for example, and kind of work out what happens next. Because on the face of it, it's good for generative AI, but the companies are going to struggle to navigate this.
Yes, I mean, look, it really hinges on, if it is fair use, then companies are free to ingest all this information without paying anybody and do what they want with it. And of course, the AI industry is incredibly keen on that. And look, many respected commentators on copyright law think that is the case as well. The danger is that AI is unlike anything we've seen before in terms of finding knowledge and reading new information. And what if, and this is the sort of doomsday scenario from publishers, what if people stop buying books because they can just get the information they need from AI? And also, where is the incentive for people to write new books if when they do write it, they just get sucked up into the machine and they don't see any sort of commercial benefit that is able to sustain the practice of doing the hard work of writing a book?